Hello guys and welcome and good evening, happy Monday guys. Welcome back on ACC tonight since we are getting ready for the Mercedes AMG Virtual Championship. Guys, we made it to Division 1 last time. Now it's time to deliver, obviously, because, well, how shall I say? Division 1 is certainly nothing where we are heading for a win or something. Even worse, we will be able to race on Wednesday. However, we will be racing pretty much handicapped because on that particular day I'm receiving a long-term, long-shot ECG, which basically means I shouldn't sweat. So in the first place, actually, I shouldn't race. At least not should race too hard. So, you know, 50 minutes, hour and a half Le Mans Ultimate race would be a big no-no. But I do have the hope that we are fine for an ACC run, and I am a bit suspicious. I'm running with a bit of latency here, and I wonder whether that is coming from a screen setting. FreeSync we have off. Or it is rather coming from a setting that I did on the GPU. Anyway, let's see if it's just a feeling, or whether we can actually overcome it with a couple of laps here. How do you get your car interior to show up? Press F1. I think F1 cycles through until you get into the cockpit, and if not, check your settings that everything is turned on that you want to see. Okay. Something is really odd. Why can I not change my brake bias? This is interesting. It's because my button box is working. Did it die? Hello there. What's your issue? Let's quickly get this completely restarted. Yeah. We love these things, don't we? So we're checking game. Now it's on. Probably wasn't on before. It was yesterday or Saturday, I think, during the Le Mans Ultimate race, when I suddenly felt, I thought I heard some, and I was like, this can't be, can it? Hey Kai, yes, I noticed. TC5 and ABS. Sorry, TC5 and brake bias 58 is certainly not the right value. Right. Dear brain, would you please open the right game? I am playing on an ultra wide screen, so on a 49-inch, not a TV. A TV would certainly cause huge latency and stuff. Nicholas, actually I watched the entire thing, which is why I'm a bit tired today. I got mad at the safety car for the first hour, but everything that came afterwards has been absolutely magnificent. Maybe some racing action going on there. Oh yeah, Nicholas, I hear you. Jizz on Track, thank you very much for your follow and welcome to the stream. I'm doing alright, I'm doing good. How about you, buddy? Like I expected some hypercars to go onto the slick for the final stages of the race, but I got disappointed. Yeah, great. So my stuff's now working, so that's good. Fabio, my man, thank you so much for joining and thank you for the kudos for the 6 hours. How was the Monza Lesmo 2 experience? With F1? Hope you had a great time over there. Would you have raced with Dario Iemulo, or would you, like, did you plan to not race that from the very first place? Did you count how many people went to the gravel? Since the start you weren't going to do that. Copy. Maxwell Arujo, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Mercedes AMG Virtual Championship practice that we are trying to do today. I have to admit, Paul Ricard, I raced 3 times in my life, so it's also like learning a new track. I have to admit, Fabio, like, competition in the GT3 split was absolutely nuts. Sadly, in our split, we would have needed a bit more competition, like, you know, guys like you or Marco of Dario. I mean, without trying to talk it down, this victory obviously only against 2 sort of strong teams. Anyone else was literally absent, sadly. But victory is a victory, right? Either way, though, would have been great to see whether or how good we would have competed against the guys that are like really fast, you know. Especially guys like you that have understood the Ferrari as well as I've never will be understanding it before. I think the Monza F1 race has been one of the most boring, if not the most boring race in F1 this year after Monaco. First 2 or 3 laps were crazy, and afterwards the race just like got hyper boring, I think. Nice off-track galore. So somehow end up in the 52s, that would be target for today. And learn where you can push the car harder. And probably not run over the curbs. What is the first lap? 55? Oh boy, 56. The 4 seconds off. I mean, again, the good news is half of that 4 seconds off was literally coming from unknown track territory. Luce, thank you very much for your follow and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hey Museum, how are ya? I did see the full 6 hours in the World Endurance Championship indeed. And I have to say, it was oddly satisfying. Yes, it took us a while to get green. Well, have you noticed that F1 would have cancelled the race completely? Like, when they got the green, I was like, I can't believe they actually get going. But then when they actually got going, it was such a great racing experience to see. Cars literally on the edge. It was, in my opinion, it was a red flag condition. I got surprised that we even got racing. Like I said to my girlfriend, like, wow, there's so much water coming down. The radars look like rain is, if anything, getting more intense rather than less intense. So I wonder if we actually get some racing. And then suddenly, after their mishap with the safety car, incidentally, like for 40 minutes in, she was like, what do they do if the safety car runs out of fuel? And I'm like, they're putting a red flag or something and box it. So what they actually did is like they boxed it, and while doing so they fucked up. So they had to bring out a red flag because race control effed it up. Quite funny, I think. Museum, thank you very much. Really much appreciated. Want to somehow shift into 7th gear, but there is no 7th gear. This corner will be my absolute nemesis. And right after that, this corner. So many late apex, such a technical track. I would have actually cheered for the Estons to both finish in the points, like, they deserve it so much. First sort of decent. Turn 1. Oh. Oopsie. Shamshay, I forgot the fuel. So, and then I think tires front left. Bit more bumps. The heavy engine in the back? I don't know. I would assume what made them so strong is, I think, they are producing most of their downforce with the Venturi channels, I think, like with a floor. Like, they are really ground effect cars. especially the Aston Martins. And I believe, because they have been running rather high all year anyway. Oops. I believe that with the water standing, everyone had to run so high anyway that the Aston Martins actually were still in some kind of good window. And they had enough ground clearance to not aquaplane. I think this is what has been the difference to many other cars. Other cars obviously also running low, creating the downforce for themselves. But I think the Aston is a special breed on that discipline. Patrick Kessel, thank you very much for your follow. Hello and welcome. Enjoy my struggle. Like right now, I don't even want to race in Division 1. Like, I'll get lapped within a 20-minute race, like, not gonna lie. I am very, very, very slow. As in, horrendously slow. But that's why I'm trying to work on it a bit. Third gear is probably really the wrong approach. Yeah, I think the Peugeot has an interesting slash probably very good weight distribution, which works nice in the wet. .55.0. I'm breathtaking slow. Like, I'm not just slow, like I'm like Funval slow, if we're talking in WEC perspectives. And I wonder how much of that is track knowledge, as in not going to the track limits. If you get what I mean. Sorry, I got distracted by a seemingly WhatsApp message that popped up. Right. Can we actually go quack? Please. I think that's too late on the brakes. Oh yeah, surely that's something to be said about. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great example. Seeing Baldwin actually fighting for the win, being on the podium in such a race. It's like a good, you know, a good sign for sim racers. Very much so. Yeah, exactly. He was fighting with factory drivers because he's not only a good sim racer, and he is also a absolute great race car driver. And I think it's a big shame. Like, he's so down with getting a budget for racing, and it's generally just so wrong on so many levels that some of the really, really good guys, like, they can't race because they don't get a budget, they don't find the sponsors or whatever. Because of, like, you pay to drive, right? Yeah, I think I need to start looking at the tutorial lap. In order to have some idea of what I'm doing. And another lap that's in the bin. I would assume Nicholas, he is already on the radar of some teams, but it's more like the pocket money, you know? A team agreeing to wanting to have him is one thing. I think at the end of the day it also comes down to what does it cost the team to have an not what does it cost the team, like what does it cost him to be eligible to race with the team. Our best turn one so far. Well, only future and only time will tell. How scared am I to lose the car into the fast right-hander? Yes, exactly. Well, at least some half a second improvements. When this time is up, I need to watch for a video. In my brain, probably I'm again steering too much. Like I'm very, very unused to this minimum steering approach in ACC. Trying to carry a bit more speed. Fully over the curb. How is that still valid? So, but Paul Winton has finished ahead of Coach Dave, right? I mean, it's a team effort in the end as well. It's not just James on the car, it's also other drivers on the car, but like a big team job. Yeah, just again slid off. But it's also a bit high on pressures. You know what? I'll just return to garage and I am looking for a video. La 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 la. New tab. Question is can I show you this? So Paul Ricard Mercedes 7 months ago, 52.2. That sounds like an awesome thing. Okay, apart from the entry, where to brake, turn 1 doesn't look too bad. Here I'm lacking a lot of time, I'm lacking a bit of the apex here. Stay more tight. Fully mount the apex, copy. Second gear all the way. On the curb. Ah! That feels like a 10th in itself. Copy. Probably not, but I'm certainly taking way too little. Okay. They're shortening the way into that one. All the way in second. Copy. Copy, copy, copy. So what we're doing is we're waiting for the time to expire here. I quickly check my message that I received in case it's something important. And then we go back racing. All right. Still waiting for the session to time out. I'm lacking 2 seconds, man. Very, very a lot. Anyway. Back on the grind, so to say. I obviously effed up with the desktop audio. Okay. Let's try to put the things we've seen into practice. Pepper spray. Apparently this is all fine, right? Can't help for the pace. And way too long off throttle. Missed the curb. Probably a bit too late on the brakes too. General line probably alright. It feels so wrong to take these height curves. It's just like, by the sounds of it, I'm like, this can't be fast. But probably it sort of is. For me this already is faster than before. Obviously I don't have the setup from the guy in the video. Yeah, that is I think 2 or 3 tenths straight away compared to what I've did before. Okay, 50-4-0. Small progress, very small progress. Oh, I thought that would have been too far on the inside. Actually, it wasn't. Interesting. Some more to cut there. Probably I need to cut even harder on that kink to the left. Hold it. Yeah, okay. Lost the 10th, can deal with that. Good exits. 53.5. Ah, that's too direct over it. Copy, copy. Will we try staying in second here? Luzver, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Twitch channel. Hope you enjoyed the stream. How you doing, man? Look at me, not dying. And I think the blue stuff is bad on grip, right? Another 310 found. Yeah, we're slowly getting into some direction, aren't we? Just about freaking nailing it. A little too much steering input, I feel. It can't be right that this is not a cut. That's crazy. I think I've got a little bit too high tire pressures, if I'm completely honest. But that is like the level of push. You need a level of push in order to get the pressures in, right? But then of course this is not just too much. This is beyond acceptable. This is really bad. Because like that, obviously I'm overheating the tires, which maybe my pressures aren't actually that bad. It's just with me overheating the tires every time I slide it into the high-speed turn. Let's see how it looks if I don't over push it, if I ever be able to do it. Too wide, yeah. The moment I turn into this high-speed thingy, I just go die. Pressures might be a tad on the high side. Just a tad. But nothing that explains a full second, of course. I slowed down too much, I think. Of course, the lap is invalidated. But why would it not? I think it's a real tricky one with the pressures here, because there's just that two high-speed turns that go to the right increase the pressures on the left side by not a fraction, but like a big portion. So let's go and try with adjusting the pressures. We are looking. Lukalin, yes, this is ACC. Sometimes I really hate that when your lap is already invalidated, it doesn't let you know when it invalidates even further. But then I guess people would have complained like, hey, my lap's already invalidated, I don't want to see this message all the time. That's what I appreciate on Le Mans Ultimate though, you get to track limit every single time, no matter whether your lap's already dead or not. Much easier to oversee. So I'll give this another 20 minutes maybe. Maybe another 30 or 40. Since I'm running a long-term ECG on Wednesday, I'm not allowed to sweat too much. So in order to not over sweat, I won't go into the try-hard area. Not sure if crew chief tells us about track limits. I think it may only do once, like when you're actually invalidated. East Coast Dave, thank you very much for your tier 1 sub for 36 months on the Twitch channel. Much appreciated, buddy. Thank you so much for your Giga support, man. Really great. Great job on the Saturday race. Thank you, buddy. Yes, it was an amazing experience to win the 6 hours of Kota on the Mans Ultimate. It was absolutely great. Yes, I've taken it too far. I'm aware. Can't wait to take it too far everywhere for once. Oh yeah, Nicholas, I know. I'm aware of that. That's even more annoying than what I'm describing here. I think there the TC is cutting in just a little too much. Aha. Let's try TC1. I dislike TC1. And I can't drive TC off, which apparently seems to be meta. Ah, yeah, the good old hot lap merchants. Been there, done that. Just as frustrating as it can be at times. Here I need to kind of keep the drail braking going. Well, I'm not really improving, am I? Probably now a click too much on the... click too low on the tire pressures. You know what I hate so much? A track with different reference points. Like, it's not like that you go over the track and be like, white line is the limit. No. White line is the limit in some corners, but not in all of them. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So when coming out of the pits, then white line is the limitation here. But when you can and go almost up to here, it doesn't feel like white line is the thing. Here, when you plant half of the curb, it's already the white, it's like before the white line even. Into this particular turn, braking out here and going like this is like white line's completely optional. Same kind of here. I missed it. And then comes this. This is probably the definition of inconsistent. Like, this is also still valid. Necrodogs, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Welcome. Who's the other guy? Well, he's one of the competitors of Wednesday. So Kai has qualified for Division 1 straight away for the Wednesday races, and well, I'm just seeing right now how far I'm really off, just like over a second. And then obviously he's probably another couple of tenths off from the actual super hyper fast guys that I can't even match in my dreams. But hey, we are trying, right? Yeah, tires are not ready in lap 1. Sadly. TC1 is just going too crazy at it for me. That's not been validated anyway. That curb just pulled me around. Yeah, you know, I'm just putting it back to 2. It's like anything else is just... I'd rather take the TC, cutting it a little bit, instead of me just getting crazily sideways, having nothing on it. So that's 10.5, actually 2 tenths by the end. You know, an extremely unclean approach into that kind of chicken. And yeah, that go into the back straight, being personal best. Actually purple? No. Purple it can't be, is it? Ah, 31.3. So I'm lacking 3/10 sector 1, 3/10 sector 2, 5/10 sector 3. Sounds about right. Isn't it great to be a bit frustrated? What do you think, guys? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, guys, please have a follow and Twitch subscribers on the YouTube channel. Give the stream a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And then I would appreciate seeing you guys on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Round 4 of the Mercedes AMG Virtual Championship around Paul Ricard. let's be honest, we will not fight for a top 10, we will not fight for top 15, we're fighting for not being dead last. And there is a potential threat that I might be extremely frustrated after the event. Because as much as I do know we're probably going to be finishing dead last, you guys know how well I can handle it even if it is obvious. Whee! Track limits are optional. At least I'm starting to get a little bit of a hang of this high-speed turn. Had to lift, otherwise we'll take more momentum here on that sprint. F. Yeah, I think the rest of the pace I need to do with some Michi magic, which is turning up on the event and then out of nowhere having a bit more pace. Because not gonna lie, I get a bit frustrated at things here. And because I get a little frustrated, I start clicking on the setup. Isn't that a great idea? Ah. Well, that's me not able to click really on the setup. Because I've not got any idea what to do anyway. Right, guys, I think with that, I'm sort of leaving it here. And at the same time, I'm leaving it not. Because my old boss would have said, it can't be what's not allowed to be. And it can't be that I'm not getting laps together. So I'll give myself another 4 or 5 shots. And then call it a day. Probably an amazing straight to warm up tires. Tires are actually somewhat ready. Uh-huh. There's two things that I can't replicate. Turn 4, 5, 6. And this long right, tight right-hander. This I almost don't care about. Off track, awesome. But even if I come here with a minus of 400th. Look at me. Having accidentally nailed it. The UFO, thank you very much for the follow. Hello there. So, I'm not going to finish this lap because otherwise I'll get frustrated with an invalid lap time that I've once done and can't replicate. Same story, different scenario. Off track. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much frustration? Yes. Like literally just so much. Wie weit bist du? Und ein Tutorings. Wir sind ziemlich hungry. Pet Pulse, hello there. Thank you for joining. Auch mit dem Call. Yes, hungry. Hungry actually. Well, will you do the call? I'm done by the end of the call. Or is the call not happening? Hey Hans. No! Ja, 10 Minuten dann. Yeah, of course. Missing it by 30,000. Copy. The dog confused again. Come on! The UFL, it's not the G1, the G9 screen. Nice. Lost to 10th. Copy. What kind of a Geschmacksfeuerwerk we get for the food? Leck mich am Arsch, wirklich. I cannot get a lap together over the line, it's biblical. No, I always luck something here, then I luck something there. Actually, I luck something everywhere. This time I'm locking a 10 onto the back straight. I need food für morgen Mittag. Now I need to see the delta. I always need it. I need to check after every turn how is what performance. And I've just decided to call it a day. Because the race is going to be a write-off anyway, since I'm not allowed to push like this on Wednesday. Not because the car can't do it, it's because I'll get too sweaty underneath for the electrolytes to keep sticking. Right! We call it a day. Or rather frustrated rather than happy. But whatever. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you tune in on Wednesday when there is the actual event. 19:30. We're going to start the stream on Wednesday with the Paul Ricard race in the Mercedes AMG Virtual Championship. Dingo 200, thank you for the follow. And then tomorrow, guys, LMGT3 fixed on Le Mans Ultimate. Looking forward to see you there. The Lambo around Portimao. Then Wednesday with the race. Thursday with the WEC. And Friday with something special, most likely. Guys, thank you for watching. Have a great start into the week. And have a good one. See you and bye-bye.